Secret Invasion Episode 1. That's the way you start a series. Welcome to the See For Yourself review of Episode 1 of Secret Invasion Resurrection. Secret Invasion is a series I've been excited about since it was announced. I've been pretty curious about how they would execute the show from the beginning, seeing as though that they can't really use the source material because a lot of the source material includes a lot of heroes that are either dead, retired, or just not even in the MCU right now. Fortunately for me, this first episode of Secret Invasion has delivered and then some. Samuel Jackson returns as Nick Fury returns to Earth, and what seems to be his first extended stay on Earth since post-Endgame. Right after Tony's funeral, maybe he dipped off, but what we've been led to believe is that he just disappeared and has not communicated with Talos, Agent Hill, or anyone else that he had contact with prior to Endgame. Nick Fury abandoned his post right after the snap because he feels like this was the first time in a long time where something caught him so off guard that he had no defense for it.
Everything kind of went off the rails, and so we need you to come back, because everyone kept asking me where the Avengers are, and I don't know what to say to that, so you're lucky to fly them.
He wasn't even in the fight, because if you remember at the end of Infinity War, that was really the first time we had seen Nick in a long time. We didn't even see him during Civil War, and the only other time that we saw him was back in the 90s in the first Captain Marvel film. So although Nick has returned from the snap, his confidence has not. He's clearly older and a bit out of his prime, sporting a magnificent beard and kind of a beer belly. Everyone who's been interacting with him through this entire show has made it very clear to him that they think that he's not ready for it. Talos, Maria Hill, make sure to let him know that they felt the impact of his disappearance. Speaking of Talos, we also meet up with the Old Scroll, who seems as out of his prime as Nick Fury is. We also learned that Talos is estranged to his only daughter Gaia, and that his wife had passed away. But the most interesting part of that dynamic is that the Skrull organization that Gaia works for, Talos holds them responsible for his wife's death. Gaia is played by the Mother of Dragons, Emilia Clarke, who does a really good job in his role at playing sweet and playing ruthless at the same time. She feels resentment towards her father and Nick Fury, just like the organization that she works with, because 20 years ago, they were promised by Nick that he would find them a new home, and they're still nomads. They're still living from city to city, place to place on Earth and in different places in space. Gravik, the leader of the Skrull organization, is hell-bent on making Earth their new home. They don't want to wait anymore for Nick Fury or someone else to give them something. They're ready to take it. So now that we're done that little synopsis, let me just tell you what I love about this show. It delivers on the spyness of a spy show. I can't trust anybody. The viewer can't trust anybody. We assume someone's a Skrull and they're not. We assume someone's not a Skrull when they are. It really gives us that Secret Invasion Skrull feel where no one can be trusted. And show also gives that espionage vibe. There's quiet chases. There's people behind every corner. There's tech that's incredible, including some infrared glasses that Nick Fury's rocking, which are kind of dope. And you never feel at ease at any time during the show. You gotta watch out for everything, just like the characters have to watch out for everything. So, and finally, the thing that this show does really well, at least so far in the first episode, consequences and stakes. There are deaths. People die in the show. People get hurt and harmed in the show. People who you don't expect to be taken off the board are absolutely taken off the board. And some characters like Talos is challenged to get over his peaceful nature and actually get into the fight. He has to learn really quick that not all green skin folk is kinfolk. So I'm excited to watch the next episode and see where it goes from here, because where it left off left me really sad. Because, like I said, there's some consequences to these actions that I did not see coming. So maybe at some point I'll start doing spoiler reviews and we'll talk about them more in depth. But during the next episode, I'll definitely get into the spoilers of this episode. Now, I think that might be how I do it. I might talk about more of the spoilers during the follow-up episode, because everybody should have had a chance to have seen the first episode. I can't hold your hand forever. I apologize. So with that being said, what did you all think of the show so far? Are you digging it? Are you not? Is it giving you the type of vibe that you wanted from a Secret Invasion show? And have you read the Secret Invasion comics? And how do you think that it stacks up? Probably completely off, because they're night and day from each other, which is par for the course. Because as we know, Civil War in the comics and Civil War in the movies are night and day. Infinity War / Infinity Gauntlet series in the comics and Infinity War in the movies are night and day. The movies are inspired by those stories, but not a beat to beat retelling. And the show follows suit in that fashion. Alright y'all, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and that's the best way to support the See For Yourself channel. As we grow, I can do more, I can review more, I can edit more and hire more people to edit. And that would be great because then I can give you more of myself than I can right now. So this is Ken from See For Yourself, and I'll see you next time.